Ever woken up in the middle of the night with a leg cramp so badly that you thought you were being attacked? Yeah, me too. I used to deal with crazy cramps and tight muscles all the time until I found the perfect stretching routine to stop them for good. And the best part? It only takes a few minutes a day. Let me show you my go-to stretches that have kept me cramp-free. Greetings. Welcome back to POM-J every day. Yeah, channel. If you're tired of dealing with leg cramps, muscle tightness, or just feeling stiff after a long day, this is the video for you. I started stretching out of desperation because my cramps were getting out of control. But once I committed to a simple routine, everything changed. Now, I'm going to share my top 14 stretching hacks to keep your muscle loose, pain-free, and ready to perform at their best. And I'm not going to lie, at 42 years old, it is imperative to keep an awesome stretching routine because it's terrible to have to wake up in the middle of the night feeling these terrible little monsters creeping up on your legs. So these 14 stretches will help you develop full body flexibility and mobility, preventing injuries and improving performance. Okay, so we're going to get started. We're not going to waste any time. All right. So our first line of defects, number one, arm circles. You can do it in the front, you can do it to the back, but these are great for loosening up the shoulders and improving mobility. Okay, number two, eagle stretch, other known as eagle arms, stretches the upper back and shoulders. Cross one arm over the other, wrapping at the elbows and wrist. Lift your elbows slightly and press your arms, your hands against your face. You can hold this for 10 to 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, number three, head hook. These are good to loosen tight wrists and forearms. Typically, what I like to do is take my hands, press it down on my elbow to the back, one side for 10 seconds, and repeat the other side for 10 seconds. Just like that. Very simple. All right, the body twist. Standing oblique twist, others call it, is great for your core and spine strengthening. It's like an exercise to improve posture and stability. It also improves your spinal mobility and release back tension. We typically try to do these opposite for 10 seconds each. All right. So what we have here are good mornings. Stand with your hips widths apart, hands on the back, or you can grab a small weight in the back of your head. Hinge at hips, keep your back flat, and then return to standing position. Hold at the bottom for a couple of seconds for a deeper stretch. And I typically do these for about 15 reps, like 5, and 5. And I like make my splits wider and wider as I go. But yep, these are good mornings. Okay, so what we have here are called hamstring stretch, which are great to release tightness in the back of the legs and improve flexibility. Stand tall, extend one leg slightly forward and hinge at your hips while keeping your back straight. Reach for your toe or your shins without forcing the stretch. You can hold for about 10 to 30 seconds per leg. I typically like to start in the middle, and then I work my way to the right for another 10 seconds, and I work my way to the left for another 10 seconds, and then I am pretty much done. But you want to make sure you count those stretches like 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, real slow. Okay, so what we have here are kneeling butterfly stretch, also known as deep sumo squat. Opens up the hips and inner thighs, improves your mobility. Kneeling butterfly, basically sit on your knees, bring your feet together and let your knees fall outward. Use your elbow to gently press your knees down. Deep sumo squat, you stand with your feet wider than your shoulder width. Squat down deep, keeping your chest up and your elbows pressing against your knees. You can hold for like 10 to 30 seconds. Alrighty, so what we have here are called glute stretch. All right, finger 4 stretch. Releases tight glutes and lower back tension. First, you want to sit one leg bent and the other leg crossed over. Place your opposite elbow on the other side of the outside of your bent knees and twist your torso, as you see there. Basically, you can hold for like 10 to 30 seconds per side. Take your time, like I said, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, so on and so forth, just to make sure you get that deep stretch. All right. All right. So what we have here are called seated straddle stretch. Improves your flexibility in your hamstrings, your inner thighs, your adductors, and your lower back. All right. Sit with your legs wide apart. Lean forward while keeping your spine long, reaching towards the ground. All right, I like to do both sides. Like I said, you can do it for 1,000 to 1,000 all the way to for 10 seconds, even up to 30 seconds, depending on how much time you have. All right, but 10 seconds will always do. Okay, these are seated straddle stretch. All right, so what we have here are seated single leg sit and reach. Targets one hamstring at a time for a deeper stretch. First, you want to sit with one leg extended and the other foot tucked into your thigh. Reach forward towards the extended foot while keeping your spine long. You can hold for 10 to 20 seconds. And then immediately after that, we have saddle stretch. Deep hip and quad stretch, great for mobility and flexibility. You sit on your knees with your feet apart and you lean back onto your hands or your elbow, depending on your advanced levels. For advanced, you can stretch and lay all the way down. I'm not there yet. It's going to take me a while. But again, you can hold for 10 to 20, even 30 seconds. But you want to take your time with these because these can actually pull muscles if you don't know how to properly stretch them. All right. Okay. So now we are getting right into the child's pose. Stretch your lower back, your hips, and shoulders while promoting relaxation. All right. You sit back on your heels with your knees wide apart. You extend your arms forward and you lower your chest to the ground. You can hold these for like 10 to 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay. So what we have here are the Sphinx pose. Gently stretches the lower back and strengthening the spine. Lie on your stomach with your elbows under your shoulders. Press up through your forearms, lifting your chest while keeping your hips on the ground. Hold for 10 to 20 seconds or even 30 seconds. Okay, who can tell me exactly what I'm doing here? If you guess child's pose, you're right. And basically what I like to do when it comes to the Sphinx, the child pose, I do like a 3 sets. It was like 3 rounds. So I've done the first set. Now I'm working on my second set, and I basically rinse and repeat those make sure when you're doing these ones and you repeat those for 3 rounds. It's very important. That is literally how I was able to escape the little monster that we call cramps that come in and take a hold of your entire lower body, or sometimes it can be other parts of your body, but it can be very gruesome. So these stretches specifically, these are like my go-to favorite ones to do. That's why I repeat them 3 times, and they really help with my back. They help with my heels. They help with my calves. They help with my glutes. They pretty much help with everything. And that's why I repeatedly do them at least 3 rounds. So don't forget to do them for like 3 rounds. Okay. All right. Awesome. So as I finish up this final child's pose, and making sure I get my straddle in as well. Straddle is part of the whole routine too. So I repeat that whole thing 3 times. And now we're going to go straight into actually one of my favorite, which are our standing calf stretch. All right. Okay. So these prevent tight calves and foot cramps. So they're essential to your stretching routine. Now you want to place your hands against the wall, or like that, as you can see, I'm going against like a bunch of barbells. Anything steady. That's what you want to do. All right. Step 1 foot back and press that heel into the ground on the back. And then you can do this one leg for 10 to 20, 30 seconds and do the next leg for 10 to 20 seconds. Typically, I like to do another 3 rounds of these because, again, those parts of the body, typically when I'm being attacked by those little monsters, those little cramp monsters, those tightness monsters, they are hitting those lower extremities, such as my legs, my calf, my hamstrings, those areas. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. Now, these simple stretches changed the game for me. No more painful cramps, no more waking up in the middle of the night, grabbing my leg and screaming. Try these routines consistently, and I promise you'll feel the difference. Now, if this video helped you out in any way, drop a like, subscribe for more fitness tips, and let me know in the comments below if you struggle with cramps or tightness. I'd love to hear what works for you. Thank you very much. And remember, this is POM-J every day. Yeah. Have a great rest of your night, day, evening, wherever you are, everyone. Bye-bye.